All right, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that. A little bit later than 12 noon, but your man is here. After I do relationships, love, and laughter, want to welcome each and every one of you. Oh, and in the background, off camera, is wife getting dressed, putting some drawers on. Put your drawers on, wife. Put your drawers on. All right. So today we are discussing back to school because we know so many of you have kids that are either back in school or preparing to go back to school. So we wanted to have the conversation about new school clothes and this whole, like, that's a huge deal for so many parents. Um, uh, they spend so much money on school clothes and trying to get these kids back in school when the truth of the matter is, like, it's unnecessary. Like, what y'all think? That's going to be the topic of discussion today while we're waiting for April to get her panties up and get over here and get her butt on camera. Um, and while I'm waiting for April, I just want to shout out all of the 7,000 plus new fans, new page likes, the people that have come on board to the After I Do experience that have joined the family in the last week. 8,000. We passed 40,000 fans on the fan page, so it's only going to expand the conversation. And we are excited to have each and every one of you. All right, I can't say hi to everybody. I'm going to stop doing that because it becomes too much. So I'm going to say good afternoon, everybody, and I love you. I might do come on. It's not. It ain't pointed towards you. If it was pointed to, ain't nobody thinking about you.
Thanks.
I would have to do the button, woman. Just Lord, now here comes Ross.
He's not attacking me.
These damn kids. Ross, you are not the police. Yes, April reminds us of everyone, but what you need to do is remind me of the wife that's supposed to be on camera with me to do this damn post. Having birthed and raised 5 children, chilling, shopping for nice quality clothes happens 4 times a year. Yeah, that seems to be the right approach too. Who said that? Let me see if I can. Tamika. Yeah, so many parents though. Oh, that's a uniform thing. So Dewan said hers are in charter school, so they don't have that problem.
I know that's right.
And Tamika said she does her shopping 4 times a year, so she doesn't wait until the last minute to go shopping. She does it 4 times a year. She says she got, I think, 5 kids. Woo, you've been getting it in.
If she got any tips for me, like what stores, how she use her coupons? Because I love Macy's. Don't sleep on Macy's.
Yeah, listen. Like Macy's, Walmart. No, not Walmart. Walmart is the devil. Target, Nordstrom Rack. What stores are y'all shopping at for school clothes? Let's start with that.
Kohl's got some good ass coupons.
I like to feel so happy I'm done with that. What stores are y'all shopping at for new school clothes? And do you set a budget for new school clothes shopping? Ming Lee says TJ Maxx.
Oh yeah.
Lorinda says she goes to J.C. Penney. Amy says Macy's and Old Navy. Oh, it's interesting. Carla says the kids don't drive the parents to these poor decisions. The parents do.
Amen.
Like, what is it about seeing your child in new school clothes? Like, because they regular ass clothes is probably just fine. But something about, and I know we used to buy into this when we was younger, something about seeing these kids go to school in something new does something for these parents. And Carla, you are spot on with that one. Is this feeling of, oh, I don't want my child to feel like he has less than. Yes, it's and Christmas is right around the corner. And I see so many kids pulling up to school, right, with like $500-$600 worth of new school clothes on. Like one outfit. $100 belt, $500 sneakers, $200 shirt, new chain, jewelry to go get an education, to go get a subpar education in a lot of these situations. Like, that's piss poor. We got to do better than that. JC Penney and the outlets. Oh, wait. School, what did you say? Minding Minds, SchoolLA.com. What is SchoolLA.com, Minding Minds? Talk to me. Kohl's, Lakita said Kohl's with some amazing coupons. So do mostly all charter schools deal with or wear school uniforms? Is that the deal? My son has uniforms, so my expense is these expensive ass sneakers. But Tanya, why? Why do you buy into the mentality that, your kid has to have these expensive ass sneakers? Like, what does that do for your child? What's so different about a pair of $300 or $400 Jordans than a pair of $40 Vans?
Well, let's be clear. One pair.
Christy, why is this not your subject today? Why you don't have kids, or you don't have something to say about school? You didn't go to school. You didn't have an experience as a person that went to school when you was younger and had feelings about whether you wanted new school clothes or not. You don't have to exit. Surely you have something to say about the subject. Oh, Mind and Mind said thrift store. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about Royale Watkins and Audrey Watkins when we was growing up. That thrift store was the lick. That thrift store, my mother used to take us to the thrift store. It was 14 of us. We couldn't afford all new clothes. Come on in here.
I still go to the thrift store. I'm about to open a thrift store next year.
You might want to get all the way on camera, boo-boo.
At some point, I am. That's the plan. But hey, guys.
Are you going to get all the way on camera?
Oh, I gotta come over.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get dressed because we got.
Yeah,
stuff
y'all
to
busy
do.
making Michael Jordan and Nike rich.
Okay,
and
let's
making
be clear.
yourself poor.
Let's not go crazy. A pair here and there does not hurt because our kids love Jordans.
If you can afford it, all
right.
things
it's
in moderation.
Like once a year, but they are some Vans and Converses. I get their Vans and Converses from Nordstrom's Rack. I build up points, and I usually get their good morning. I get my their Converses from there, and I live on Zappos. Please make no mistake, Zappos is your friend. You order today, them shoes might be there tomorrow, depending on what time, and they have free returns. So I usually order a bunch. If they don't work, we size them, send them back, and they'll exchange them for free. So that's what we do. But as far as new school clothes on the first day, not going to happen here. They're going to wear the same things they had last year. And I'm going to incorporate some things here and there. They love the thrift shop. We're in LA. They are fabulous thrift shops. We got Buffalo Exchange. We got Crossroads. We go there. We spend our money wisely.
Look, Tamika brings up a good point. She said a good point. She said the parents think it's a reflection of them if their kids show up to school raggedy and clothes from the year before.
Well, okay, here's the thing. Just make sure that they're mended. They don't have to be raggedy. Raggedy, to me, is torn and tattered and beaten up. But if they're the same, my kids are going for the first day of school from the same clothes they had last year. I mean, nobody cares. I think it is the mentality, and I'm from the East Coast, and I know if I didn't have my shit laid out on the couch, shoes, shirt, pant, like I was about to jump in them, it was a thing. It's this thing. I don't know about the West Coast, but I know on the East Coast, you have to dress to impress. I'm going to tell you one thing. Being here on the West Coast now, nobody cares about that shit. Raggedy. So yeah. I'm happy that my kids aren't like, they have to have this, because the richest kids at our school look a hot fucking mess.
Okay,
you know why? You know why? Because nobody cares. They're going there to get an education.
Yeah, they're not there. It's not a fashion
Every
show.
Every now and then, there's some cute little, because we're into Supreme and all of these, West Coast people. So
primitive and all of that stuff.
Of them. So all they need is a T-shirt that says one of those, and we pick them up from the thrift shop. When those people drop them off, we pick them up because they're $40, and we get them for $15. So
Well, Melly Mel says all those sales ain't sales, so be careful because the stores play these games with you where
They
they
sure
mark
do.
stuff up like a month before
Right.
school that's back in and then put them at regular price and call regular price a sale. She's saying, you know, you need to get that stuff off season and put it away somewhere. So Mel, that's a good point you make.
Yeah. I like shopping better on the East Coast because you do have the end of summer and all of that, which works for us. This was the first year I didn't get to go to New York before going on vacation because I usually pick up a bunch of stuff that y'all don't want for the summer. We can use all year round, like great shorts and t-shirts, but I didn't get to go, so it's hard to do in the season here because it's basically one big summer. I promise you, I never change my closet. It stays as is. But please don't spend a whole lot of money on school clothes because, like Royale said, the holidays are coming. And how about just saving your money?
Yeah, put that money
I'm
away for
frugal,
college, yo.
you
Put
know?
that money away so they have something to buy a house with. Because this stuff moves fast.
Oh my God.
This
I
stuff
got a
moves
senior.
fast.
I don't even know how it happened. And I'm not ready. I'm going to be honest. We are
How you
not
pronounce
ready.
that? Deshani?
Yeah.
Deshani says children place in Old Navy best for sales. I know Children's Place is
Yeah,
bananas.
we're over Children's Place. Our
I know.
kids.
No, we're not over Children's Place. We're gonna have Lil J
Oh yeah, yeah.
but I'm just saying, yes, for Royce and Ross that
Royce and
doesn't
Ross.
work, but
They don't
still.
like Old Navy. They like my kids shop at thrift shops and online. You'd be surprised. They can find these offbeat sites. You know, it may be a T-shirt nobody hears about that they like, and it may be $20, and I'll get it for them. So I like that about them. They're not asking for Gucci and all of that. They'll probably we bought them. What did we buy them last year? The Yeezys. We got them at regular price.
Yeah, at
I want
cost.
everybody to know that it was regular price. It's not what you know, it's who you know. So we got them at regular price. I'm not spending $1,300 on a pair of sneakers that only cost $200, and I don't want to buy sneakers that cost $200. But it was birthday. We did it. They won't get another pair. Not from me. Royce is going on to college. The next pair of Yeezys or whatever he get, he'll have to earn it on his paycheck. So we're done with that. And like I said, Converses, Vans, or whatever.
So
I love Vans.
listen, it seems like for the most part, a lot of people are excited because in these charter schools and Catholic schools, they wear uniforms. So
that takes the pressure off, right?
But you know what? The interesting thing is that it makes I don't like the idea of a school uniform just for this reason alone. I want to have a child that doesn't have to blend in and be a part of this fabric of it's like being in the military. You wear the same uniform as everybody else, blah blah blah. Like kids should have the ability to be creative and wear their own style and not have to be a part of this fabric of the same thing. To me that's kind of whack.
I hear that, but it's also to relieve the parents. Forever. They opened up in what, 1973. Now, because of the parents' requests, they've made the lower school EK through 6 uniform because nobody feels like dealing with it. The little girls want to wear this, the boys don't want to wear that. So they asked the administration. They took a vote, and now the upper school gets to wear whatever they want, which is great.
Listen, Julie says she has 9 kids. Like, seriously, how do you shop for 9 kids without breaking the bank? That's a lot.
Are they all in school?
I don't know. Julie, what's the situation? They're all in school? How do you manage shopping for 9 kids? And what's the budget?
Smart.
Do you set a budget? Do they share clothes? I know for me growing up, that caused the biggest problems in our house was someone wearing somebody else's shirt or somebody else's pants. We would literally be in school trying to force another sibling to take a shirt off if it belonged to us. It would cause fights all the time.
Right.
I think it was size 14. Oh my gosh, she says her 15-year-old's a size 14. So she has to order offline. And sometimes they are expensive. Size 14 shoes, hell yeah, they're expensive because they can't just make those, in the same freaking pattern as all the rest of the shoes. They're damn near specialty shoes. If you got a 15-year-old and he wears size 14 shoes, I hope he's got some height on him. And I'm not going to say put a basketball in his hand, but you better take advantage of it if he got a jump shot. Oh, Donna says she will not pay more than $60 for sneakers.
No, I hear you. Like, me either. That was a once in a lifetime thing. I'm not doing it anymore. Now, if they save their allowance, they can buy whatever they want. As long as they give me a quarter, I try to do quarter for one third for any type of organization they want. I make them save, and then the other I let them blow because I mean,
Erica says she loves a good thrift store. Here's what I know about the
I
thrift stores
love
out
thrift
here in
stores.
LA. You go into some of these thrift stores and they got brand new stuff that's on the rack because some rich folks that came in there and just dropped off stuff that their kids never wore. And some of these people have a mentality that they're above the thrift store, right? You're passing up good new clothes
Yep.
at a much, much deeper discounted price than the stuff that's in the store.
70% of the stuff I buy for myself at the thrift stores are brand new with the tag on. It's just, imagine if I went through my closet, I have several pieces that I have never worn that still have the tag. I'm going to give them the Salvation Army or something like that, or have a yard sale. But I'm saying people do the same thing. They don't take off the tags. They never wear it after a year, and they just drop it off. So don't overpass or walk by thrift shops. Royale has a good point because you'd be surprised how much stuff in there is totally brand new that they've never worn.
Look, Mind and Mind said there's a website that has school clothes that others don't need, and they donate an amount of the money to schools.
Oh, nice.
So what, Mind and Minds, give us the information for that website, please. Tamika says yes, and this is a good point. She said children's feet grow too damn fast to be spending $300 and $400 on a pair of sneakers.
You are right about that. You could go into a thrift store and find you some Jordans. I promise you, they are there. Usually they're too small for Royce, but they are real Jordans for $60, like sitting there. Because just like Royale said, some dude has cleaned out his closet and don't give a damn. He's just, you is out of sight, out of mind. You don't care what they're going to charge people. You just want it out of your house. So, remember that as
I'm
well.
gonna tell you what's a huge problem though. Stacy, that's a good point. She says she has 4 sons. She says they get 2 new outfits apiece. She said she never bought any Jordans. She said them Stephon Marbury's was kind of fly back in the day. Let me tell you something.
He coming back.
Yep, he got the brand new stuff. Them Starburys are coming back. The brand new joints he's getting ready to release. And I bought a ton of those Starburys. They were like $20 a pair.
He did.
They weren't the best to play basketball in, but they were fine to be walking to school and coming from. The problem is that we have created a society where these kids think it's cool to bully other kids because they don't have Jordans on, right? And that stuff starts in the home. That has to be fixed at home. So, we really as parents have to get more involved. Hopefully you're not sending a kid to school that's bullying or teasing other kids because what they don't have. Because what I find is that a great percentage of the time you'll have a kid that's got on $400 sneakers and he probably living in his aunt's house, or sleeping on somebody's floor. And there's the same one going to school bullying a kid about what they don't have.
Right.
So, beyond the clothes, we have to get more involved with these kids in the school system so that I've always said it works best on this triangular thing where the kid, the parents, and the school are all on the same page and operating seamlessly so that the kid gets everything they need to get out of it. Don't sleep on Zappos.com. That's what and 6pm.com. Tamika said there's another site, 6pm.com.
Oh, yeah, I like 6pm. But I
How do you know 6 p.m.?
Because it popped up, I think, while I was on Zappos one time or something.
Referral service, huh?
I love Zappos. I can't stress that enough. Between Zappos and Nordstrom's Rack, and Nordstrom's Rack has everything. You could find Timberlands. I got your pair of Timberlands for $99. Like, they have everything because what happens with them is people return stuff. It's not worn or whatever, but it goes to the rack. And they have designer section, they have regular section, they have everything. And I love it because the more you buy, the more points or they give you money back. And I use everything. You got to be smart.
Yes. Again, Erica, the same thing. She said her sons got Vans and Converse and Nikes Ross for $19 to $27. And what April's saying, what you saying? Them got daggone Vans come in every color and Converse come in every color. Can go with anything you put on.
You're doing it real big when you got a black pair, red pair, white pair, and a multicolored pair. That's your whole week. Sometimes I can walk into Ross, like you said, and just snag a pair. Like, what?
So hold on, Laney Lane is asking, do y'all buy brand name clothes? Like for us as parents, is that your question, Laney Lane? Yeah, I mean, if it's you're asking us, yes, there is some brand name stuff in my closet. There's some brand name stuff in April's closet.
Not a lot,
but we're talking about a different experience for the kids that going to school.
Now I'm not gonna lie. Every now and then, like the outlets will have, like Ralph Lauren. I think this week I was supposed to go. I don't think I'm gonna make it, but their $40 polos are 20. Like that's fine for me. You know, I'm not spending $60 and $70 on a polo shirt because they have to wear collar shirts. So I usually go to Target and I get every color: a maroon, a green, a red, or whatever, and they can switch it up, put a t-shirt under, whatever. But I'll every now and then, if I don't make this sale this week at the outlets, I'll go for Christmas and get them probably two nice polos, because I'm gonna tell you, it's so deep because quality does matter, and I find that the Ralph Lauren polo shirts wash really well. Ross has a white one that he's had all year. It's pristine. It has not shrunk. It has not gotten out of shape. You know, so sometimes there is a thing for buying quality. I'm just not gonna go overboard. Every now and then, one or two shirts is fine. They don't even like jeans. I think Royce has one pair of jeans. Ross refuses to wear jeans. I mean, he has a pair, but he's never worn them. He likes khakis. He has a uniform. He likes khakis, all colors, the tan, the black, maybe sometimes the army green, and he'll wear different color polos or button-up shirts. So he's easier to shop for. Royce is a little bit more trendy, so he'll go to the thrift stores on in where we live, and he'll find some good things. He's into jackets and great shirts, but pants really not that much. They'll put on a pair of
Holy
shorts.
Lord, I'm sorry, we got to catch. Oh my God,
it a day.
Jesus, we missed a whole bunch of comments. I'm sorry, I apologize. I know we can't shout out everybody. We're trying to stick to the format and get to the topic at hand, which is these clothes, new school clothes, shopping, getting these kids in school, and more importantly, making sure these kids have the support that they need through the school year. All this money that parents are what you doing? Leave your toes alone. Hey, don't. No, look here. You look weird looking down. Not be engaged.
I'm here, bro.
Okay. That's not bad. Okay,
go ahead.
So all this money y'all spending on school clothes, you can take and hire a tutor so that the kids can get through the school year, get them grades up, right? And not just get grades up, but actually engage these subjects and learn. Like it's one thing, like this standardized testing and getting the kid to a point where they just know how to get 89, 90% on a test versus actually knowing the subject matter. Being yeah, I know I get passionate about this stuff. Like being versed in the subjects that they are taking in school so that they, when they move on to the next class or when they move to a different school, they actually take something with them because they're going to grow out of them clothes, but they can't grow out of that education.
Like that education is forever.
And so many of our kids, go ahead.
Having a tutor, if you can, forego the expensive clothes and stuff. And if you can get, if your child is struggling or even not, if you can get somebody to come in and reinforce, because we as parents are busy. Our tutor has been with us for 3 years straight. He comes like clockwork. So yes, I like designer stuff, Lainey, and all of that stuff, but I can't afford it because I have a tutor on staff, because I need him. I want the Gucci bag and I want the Prada shoes and I want a lot of stuff, but I have to give it to them. So I have a budget per week for the tutor. Are my kids failing? No, but he makes sure that they stay, like he says. He makes it fun.
It's not about failing.
They understand what they're learning and they reinforce. So that's how
we got two damn near 4.0 students because all of the money, we go broke. We don't have no money.
Broke.
We invest in our kids. They go to one of the best private schools here in Southern California.
Don't make me cry.
But I drive what year is my truck?
Old.
It's old. I got a 2005 Suburban that's dusty and falling apart.
It's not dusty.
It's not dusty. It's clean.
Here's the thing. Because he keeps it clean, you kind of don't know it's that old, but it's old.
2005. It's got 200,000 miles on it damn near. and I refuse to go out and buy anything new until their education is completely paid for.
It's paid for.
So
We
yes,
had 2 cars paid for, but now that Royce is driving, we were kind of.
we don't need to get into all of that.
Okay.
The point is that
We got
you don't see me riding around in a fancy whip, a Tesla or something nice like that.
What?
You don't see me. Yeah, I want a Tesla too. I love that Mercedes 550, that S-Class, that big body.
That's
Ooh, I can see me in that by myself with the music up, cruising down the highway, the PCH.
The Tesla. Why you cutting me out?
I'm sorry, because I was in the car
I know
by myself.
there's so much we want, but we can't do it until they leave.
Listen, this world is screwed up. The United States of America is a business operation, right? And the only way these kids are going to have a fighting chance is if we start them on a solid basis with a solid education. If you dumping $500 a season in the clothes, that's $2,000 a year that you could put in their education into a tutor or making sure they have some money to start with when they get to college.
Do something.
No, don't go to Kumon. That's by rote. Don't do that. But get you a good tutor that knows how to teach kids so that when they walk away, it ain't a guessing game or something by memory. They actually know math as a language. Math is a language, right? We got to get these kids so that they understand math. They know their history and not the history out of these garbage history books that they peddling to us where they tell you slaves came over here because they was looking for work. No. Go out there and find somebody that can teach them real history, the truth of this country. Because that's the thing that's going to make their ass wake up and go, wait, I got to fight and do something different.
Right.
So I don't want to. Oh, no, don't do that.
I was going to cancel.
Oh. So, I mean, that's what we want to do. We just wanted to chime in and tell y'all, be careful out here. Let's set these kids up to win.
Knowledge is the power. That's right,
Teresa. There's no question.
I mean, it sounds very cliche, but it is.
No question. But that's why. True. Listen, those who write the books write the rules. So we got to rewrite the books for ourselves. So we rewrite the rules. And whatever you do, make sure you don't just glance at these kids' homework. Get involved on a daily basis. Hold these kids accountable because you're accountable too. You brought them into this world. So don't give them half the tools or just go, oh, they're in school now. The school's responsibility is to educate my child. No, it's not. That's a privilege. That's a privilege that this country actually offers a public education. Thank you, democratic system. Thank you, big government. So, again, make sure you get involved. Hold these kids accountable. Go to the PTA meetings. Spend time, talk to these teachers. Challenge them. Find out what's going on in these classrooms. And make sure you are pairing your child with the right environment. You can't just drop a cat clip. You know this. There's some teachers that aren't the right fit for your child. So
you gotta go fight.
Yeah, go up there and be an advocate. Fight for your child's right to be in the right class. Move them to the right environment.
Correct. That's your right. Some people, I hear moms like, you think I can? Please. You do what you want. I don't know, maybe public school is different, but private schools, you have a lot more wiggle room. You can kind of dictate.
Also, if you have a blended family or if you have you and your, well, I can't even say spouse, but you have a child and you're not with the significant other, y'all come up with a system where y'all put y'all differences aside and make sure y'all on the same page about what's important, which is not your attitude, his attitude, or her attitude, but about making sure that child has the support that that child needs so that the child can be successful, even if the relationship wasn't successful. All right, because that's an important thing too. Some of these kids being dropped off by one person and picked up by another person and trying to eat breakfast in a car at 85 miles per hour because they had to spend the night over grandma's house and this person forgot to come pick them up. Let's put the right priority.
You're getting deep. I know.
Okay.
I know. We can't. We
were talking about school clothes. I want a generation of kids.
Save the world, but
I want a generation of kids that are empowered, that know that people love them, that have support behind them, and that are going to go out into this universe to be game changers.
Right, baby.
All right. So, all right. We got to go. What? No. What you doing?
Oh, was it Chris Joyner always come on
at the last? We're gonna do 5 more minutes just for Chris.
Chris, what is wrong with you? He gonna be like, I just saw it.
Listen, I'm like Marshawn Lynch. I'm about that action.
Marshawn, he is no joke.
I'm about that action. If that dude retired early, right, and has gone back into these streets to go and help these kids in Oakland, to go into the school system to help these athletes, and that's my
Save their
mentality.
money.
Save their
He
money
hasn't
too.
touched his money. Yeah,
About
they
that
need to
action.
know about.
Congrats to your nephew, Chris. Say dropping his nephew off at college.
Yay!
That's huge.
Congrats. Tell him we said congratulations.
I just did. You just said it too. So that's
Have a
twice.
great day. You too, Kelly.
So I think the biggest thing that we want to impress upon you is that we really appreciate the support. We want you all to take that love and energy and make sure you share it with your children. It ain't about the clothes that they're in; it's about the love that they feel when they walk into a classroom that they're supported, because that's what's going to matter.
Realize when you have a kid or children, it's about sacrifice, because I may have known that in words or heard it, as I was growing and coming up as a young lady. But now that I'm a mom, I understand what that sacrifice is. And you got to dig deep. There's so much stuff I want, where I want to travel, where, the things I want in my closet, all material shit. But I want it because I work hard, but I have to give it to them. You know what I mean? You have to give it to your child. So I forego, I find what I can. I'm thrifty. I shop sales, and I have to give everything to them because they are our future. So I'm putting everything into these young men, all three of them, to make them better men to go out there to serve. And that's all we can do.
All right, so we should do this. Maybe tomorrow, very soon, we should also get into, if anybody has a child with special needs, we should have that conversation, because there are a lot of kids out there that have, what do you call them, IEPs?
You're welcome.
Is it IEPs?
Yeah.
That don't quite know how they should be taking advantage of all of the services that are available to their child.
Right.
Because we are parents who have a child who started out on the spectrum and now has completely blown through all of that and is sufficient and out here taking care of himself. And so if there's any parents out there with special needs children, we want to support you, and we want you to feel empowered so that you don't feel overwhelmed, and you can be as successful as our son is, or we have been with our son,
right.
In getting them through the school system.
See, people
and
don't
ultimately
know your
getting
story.
them out.
You can see people on the outside.
Yeah, they
people
don't know.
may not even know we had a child or have a child on the spectrum. Like, there's so much involved when you have a child. You have to be ready. I couldn't have guessed he would be on the spectrum when I was pregnant.
See, even Wilk says she works with special needs children, so we really have to get into that too.
I mean, it is deep. I mean, there was a lot of crying
no, let's not do that.
days.
Let's not do that. We can do that tomorrow. Let's not do that. That's
a lot.
Going to be a long conversation.
I'm so glad we're still together.
No,
because
of
there
course,
was times,
that was rough.
That was rough.
You want to talk about it a little bit?
I mean, you just feel like,
So let
it's
me
not
give
that
this.
you don't love the person. It's like, I just need some peace, But it's like you can't run from the situation. And being that he was on the spectrum and we were getting all these services through the state.
Ross, our youngest son, Ross, was born on the autism spectrum. So go ahead.
And we didn't know what that meant.
The one dancing in the video.
He's fine. But it's like, we didn't know. And you got a grandparent that's elderly in New Jersey trying to take care of him, flying back and forth. You got an autistic child. You got poor little baby Royce. You got Joey in high school. I swear to God, I wanted to just drive off a cliff. Like, it was so much pressure. How do you take care of this one? Run back and get this service. Try and get a nap. I used to just sit in my car and turn on classical music and sit in the parking lot and just fucking cry with Ross in the back. Like, be quiet, just cry. It was for me to even be here is a lot. It was a lot. And people say they understand, but they couldn't really understand because I was the one going through it, and I appreciated all the help.
We went through it.
We went through it.
We went through it because what was the commitment? What would I say? I said, we're going to get through it together. If
he didn't say that, he said a couple of words to me, and I was like a little kid. He said, babe, what'd you say to me?
I'm going to tell you seriously. I said, we're going to get through it together. I said, we're going to get through it together. I said, the most important thing that I told you was that Ross will be able to live on his own without our care. I said, he will not be a kid that's confined by a relationship with us for the rest of his life.
I swear on my mother, he said that, and I was okay. I don't know. Just his words, I knew he was going to stick by me, meaning he not gonna leave the situation. We gonna ride this out. And I felt better because I
You about
was
to make
like,
my eyeballs sweat up.
sorry. I knew he was like in it. Like he wasn't a man that was just gonna be like, deuces, those your kids. I'll come visit. It was a commitment, and I was felt for Ross. I was like, I want the baby to be able to work and get on the train and go.
You
Child,
want them to have a life.
but it was only because of 7 days a week of blood, sweat, and tears.
Listen,
We had therapists in this house round the clock. It was free. I was like, give it to me. Give me everything you could do we qualify for that? Yes. Give it to me. Do you call? And let me tell you something. One of my advocates, let me tell her this, at the regional center, told me on the phone, because I would say, can Ross get this? She was like, are you asking for it? And I would be like, yes. Yes, he can. So she told me in a way without telling me, you can ask and probably get 100% of anything you want. But if you don't ask, they are not going to tell you that you are entitled to it. I was like, that is some fucking bullshit. So I sat on the phone literally. Can he get this? Are you asking for it? Yes. Yes, he can. Can he get this? I was just grasping for straws. He got everything. I said, this is some shit. I said, so if I didn't ask, I wouldn't get it. She was like, basically, I was like, oh my
but
God.
hold on. Let's talk about this since we're talking about it a little bit. You jumping all the way in. But how about we went to one person and they told us that Ross wouldn't speak. He wouldn't have language.
Yeah. And
It's
then you
like
got to
start teaching him the
watch.
PEC system, picture exchange system.
You got
It's
to
like,
watch
wait,
people.
what? Yeah,
They just
they
trying to get
don't
a
know what
check.
they're doing, and
Right.
all they're doing, it becomes a numbers game to them. And now they got your child, and they're gonna put them in a system that extends their relationship with you, and they just get to go check, check,
He
check.
will
It's like you
never
just going
speak
back to a doctor, 4 or 5 times
a week.
a week, just so that they can go another $100, another $200, another, and they just run sick kids through that kind of system. But if you're not aware enough as a parent to dig all the way in and go, oh, because it's easy to
Your
go embarrassed.
intuition.
Yeah, but hold on. It's easy to get embarrassed and go, oh, I don't want people to know this about me, or I don't want them to know this about my child. It's like, no, you got to go all the way in and ask for all the help you can get and get all the
Nicely.
information you can get.
Because they not
Nicole
going to
said
tell
her
you.
son has an IEP. Nicole, we can talk about that offline. Listen,
You
y'all
should try
can
and get an advocate. We did that.
go
Try
ahead.
your best. We went out. We looked for an advocate. We got this freaking lady, this lawyer. Her son was autistic. When I say she knew every detail, she went in them IEPs and licked their ass on fire. They were looking at us. They hated us after the couple of first IUPs because there was nothing you could tell her. She knew all the laws. She marched on Sacramento. She was a killer. And because of that, Ross is okay.
You know what?
Trust and believe.
We're
You got to
going
get
to
people to back you.
Yes, Eileen, Black culture does not talk about this, and this is what's so important. And why we get so left behind with regard to these damn services is because we're the first ones to keep our damn mouth closed when we
And
need to
act
be
like
opening it
nothing
the
okay.
loudest, when we need to be opening it the loudest and trying to get these kids taken care of. So we have to get out of our own way and be advocates for these kids. And the more we can do it together,
Farrah is an occupational therapist.
holy
Go
Lord,
ahead.
won't she do it?
Won't she do it?
Oh, this damn Farrah is connected to
She's
everything.
everything. She's a mayor. But yeah, you have to fight for your child. And it was a learning experience for us, but I got it real quick. And when I was getting these services, I'm going to tell you, I was the only chocolate chip in there. Ross was the only. Everybody else is taking the services and getting their child what they need. And there was nobody else in there. And it was all free.
So Veronica says she has an autistic child and also has another child that's special needs. And she said the hardest thing to endure is being judged by people that don't know her story.
I know.
Whew. Okay, we have to shut this down.
Because he's gone.
Yeah, I'll
it's
get
too
teary-eyed.
emotional. We get it.
If anybody wants to inbox us, if you're going through this, just inbox us, and April and I will try to give you as much information as we can. That's it. And we'll make this a part of our platform to address this when we come out and do our retreat or do speak on panels or anything, because there's so many people sitting quietly who are suffering. Who need help.
Been there. I mean,
I need
days
some
of crying.
Some
You
windshield
hear me?
wipers for my eyeballs.
But don't give up. Find the right advocates. I swear to God, you will find them. And we found this young lady, Stephanie Richardson, who
God bless her.
saved our life. She
God
was
bless her.
young, and I gave her hell. What do you know? Ba, ba, ba. But when you are called by God, let me put that out there too. This young lady was special. Ross to this day is in love with her. She would show up to the school. She would show up anywhere for my child. It's so deep. We should be writing a book.
It'll be in the book. We're gonna
It's a
address
lot.
this, but yeah,
Just
I gotta.
don't give up. It's a lot.
Don't give up. Right. Continue to fight for your children. If you have questions, please feel you can always inbox me and April, and we always will get back. Mostly me, but April chimes in. Um, we wanted the long on today to tell all the 8,000 people who have just logged into our platform. We wanted to say hello and introduce ourselves, tell you guys what we're about. We're just about relationship building, trying to hold these families together, and this is a part of it. But we have to go. We got stuff to do today. I got a ton
go buy
of
a
work.
lawnmower.
We gotta get a lawnmower. I got to cut the grass.
Yes.
And
so I'm sorry we got so heavy, but we have so
no,
much
we got.
to
This
talk
is it.
about
This is what we do.
because this is how relationships stay together. Like you have to go through the fire. This shit ain't. We laugh, we joke, but y'all don't know. We've been together 22 years. The back
23.
shit.
Why you keep shorting us a
23
year?
years.
Did you tap out a year?
Some
Were you not there the first year?
Times.
Oh no, we've been through it. Listen, we don't. I'm not gonna get into it because we'll be here all day if you start to hear our whole story.
So yeah, everybody, and I appreciate everybody saying, "Oh, I want a relationship like that." Then you gotta go through the fire, bro, because
you gotta do the work.
Been almost burnt to death, like struggle between family shit, between our relationship, between our children and finances. It's not easy, and I'm hoping we are on the other side of the mountain, but there are going to always be things to come up, but I feel like we have weathered the heaviest storms of our life, but we're ready. And what keeps me going is I know he's not going to walk out on me if things get heavy.
I ain't going nowhere, boo. You make them donuts, god dang it. You make them donuts.
To be in your 20s and start getting old, like it's a lot. It's a lot. Because when you're 20, you don't ever think you're going to be 40. Never. Like, you're like, nah, whatever.
Yeah, that's so far away.
40 and you need glasses.
You're like,
your
oh
knees
my
are
God.
crooked.
And your kids need college money and damn car needs to go for an oil change and you need to go for an oil change and
Word.
Lord.
Shit, I mean, I can't. I love you. I'm not trading you in.
All right, I tell these chicks every day, y'all can try, but you wasting your time. Because I ain't going nowhere.
I got you good and trained up. I'm gonna stick with you.
God dang, take it easy. These new muscles, these ain't
all
old
right, babe.
ones.
We gotta go pick up this lawnmower.
Okay, we love y'all. We gotta go get a lawnmower. Then we gotta make 2 other stops, and
it's my only 2 days off. We gotta make the most of it.
Lord, this woman ain't got a job. And won't he do it?
Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? Tamika said, I love the way you just look like relatives. You know the way sometimes couples just start looking alike. Yeah. Yeah, we do belong to each other.
Throw the hearts up. We getting ready to go.
Yeah, we about to go on the way out. I
share with you guys because I want to save lives, save relationships.
We want these families to be stronger.
It's all about family, okay? Remember that.
All right, we love y'all back.
Anything I could, we're open.
Yeah, Rozelle, the book is coming, bro. The book is coming.
Thank you. I see your hat.
The book is coming, and the tour is coming, and the retreat is coming.
You didn't make my bacon this morning.
No, I ain't gonna kill you. I ain't gonna kill you. That's slowly killing you. If y'all have questions, again, you can inbox us if you need us to address offline. We want to welcome all of the new people that have come to the platform.
I appreciate it.
Please share our platform with your friends and tell them about Royale and April. We're going to do something different. This ain't just about us. This is about us together We're gonna change how people see these families and how we see
And
relationships
the
and what
more
love
followers and the
represents.
more support we get, the more we'll be able to come out on the road and visit you, and then I won't have to work. How about the hearts up to that?
All right.
Because I will have the
Give them the
free
bacon
time.
dance on the way out. Go and give them the
Bacon,
bacon.
bacon,
Do your bacon dance, babe. Get it. Bacon.
Hey.
Bacon.
Ah.
All right, we love y'all. Blow 'em a kiss. We
Okay.
gotta go.
Mwah. This ass.